Hi, today we're going to have a look at a Minecraft weather forecasting program that I've been writing for the last week or so. Most people go and just look at their phone to get a weather forecast or go on the internet and browse a website, but I thought wouldn't it be a cool idea to have each day in the Minecraft world like the weather symbols from the BBC weather map for that day and the high temperature for that day to appear um, right next to me as the player. So the easiest way for me to achieve this was to grab a weather forecast and drop it into my Dropbox using if this then that. If you've not seen if this then that before, check it out, ifttt.com. You can use it to trigger loads and loads of different events for loads of different things. But all I'm using it to do today is grab a weather forecast and then send it as a text file into my Dropbox, and all it includes is today's weather condition, which is usually one or two words like cloudy, sunny, mostly cloudy, and then on the next line the high temperature for the day in degrees Celsius, and every day at 6 AM it drops that into my Dropbox. Now I want this to work on my Raspberry Pi. I'm using it on my Mac today just because it's easier to record the video, but on the Raspberry Pi there's no real support for Dropbox. So I had to troll around on the internet. If you have a look at my blog, mrbankscomputing.co.uk, you can see the link to the Dropbox uploader that I'm using. And using that and a couple of cron jobs, one to delete the previous day's weather from the Dropbox folder, and another one to download the next day's weather at 6:02, just after it's been sent there by either this then that. You can get the text file down onto the Raspberry Pi nice and easily. Text file looks a little bit like this. So currently it's rain and 12 degrees Celsius, and the Python again. The Python's up there at mrbankscomputing.co.uk. The source code. It just looks through the text file, picks out the keywords to do with the weather and the temperature, and draws the symbols into the Minecraft world. So let's have a look at what it looks like. So if I have a quick look around, we will see there is a previous attempt floating around over there somewhere. Hopefully that should disappear as we create the new weather. It does remember where the last slot was drawn if we ever move around. So run the code, and it does print into the console the current weather and temperature. So we've got 12 degrees and rain. Hopefully over there it has now disappeared, which is good. And then what we'll do now is we'll just open up the text file, and rather than wait for the weather to change, let's hope for some sunny, and let's have 29 degrees of baking sunshine. And let's see what happens. We'll run script again, back to the game, and there it is, 29 degrees of baking sunshine. Good to go. I think then next steps for this one will be, I'm just going to turn it back to rain again. Let's add 6 degrees. And run the code again. Is to animate these rainbows so they look like actual moving raindrops. I also had a very interesting discussion about the Raspberry Jam in Preston in November about connecting up a real, an actual weather station to this on a Raspberry Pi and having that information sent into Minecraft as well. We've got all the basics of it here in the Python script, with just a case of plugging in and looking at the weather data from the actual weather station. That'll be even cooler, I think. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the next video is going to be about Sonos speakers and automating the switching on and off as I enter and leave my house. See you guys.